picture this, you're doing pre-poos every week, you're using shampoo, deep conditioning, you're putting your hair in protective or low manipulation styles, and then your hair turns out like this. That is me, and that's what I've been doing. But it wasn't enough. So these are the 6 things that you need to stop doing to your fine, natural hair. What's up, people? It's your girl Kiki, and if you are new here, I do all things curly hair tips, product reviews and styling. Today's video is all about the 6 things that you need to stop doing to your fine natural hair, whether that be high medium or low porosity, low medium or high density. We need to just stop, because I'm a fine hair girly, recently discovered, and there's so many things that I've been taking for granted and neglecting that I've just stopped doing and realised that my hair's just breaking off. Because you know, as fine hair girlies, our hair will literally break if the wind blows the wrong way. The first thing you need to stop doing is detangling aggressively. And even aggressively is probably a very strong term. Even just detangling on its own is probably enough to snap our hair off. How to reduce the amount of breakage during detangling? We need to just make sure that we are either A, using some sort of pre-poo, whether that be flaxseed or oil or a detangling product, or we use our fingers to detangle most of the time. So what I have gone back to now is doing like initial detangles with my fingers and just kind of like separating out big sections and then gradually getting smaller and smaller and smaller with my hair until I can actually use a tangle teaser afterwards. I've gone back to this. I'm hoping that we see some improvements, but during the time my hair was healthiest, I was finger detangling like all of the time. It is time consuming, especially if you're like me and you've got tons and tons of hair. Like, my hair's high density and it's a blessing and a curse for that reason. But number 1, stop detangling aggressively with those combs and those brushes. The second thing you need to not do is stop skipping your protein treatments and your bond treatments, either or. Why this is important is because fine hair generally tends to break off easier. It's more fragile, it is thinner in diameter, and if it's dry, it's definitely going to break a lot quicker than someone who has coarse hair. So for that reason, we need to make sure the hair is strong from the inside. Incorporating protein treatments or bond treatments into a bi-weekly routine is going to make sure the hair has that foundation of withstanding the elements, the environment, detangling, blow drying, whatever you're doing to your hair. We need to have that strength from inside of the hair. So that is why we need to be either prioritizing these every wash day, because I can definitely do a protein treatment every wash day. Don't come for me, but I can. It's been working for me and my hair loves it. So it's not like a massively strong protein treatment, don't get it twisted. It's not the Afrogy 2-step treatment, it's just a light protein treatment. My hair loves it. So I've been doing these recently and hopefully we'll see some improvements on my next salon visit. So protein or bond treatments need to go into your hair care routine. The third thing you need to stop doing is stop avoiding oil and sealing your ends. Our hair needs extra protection, and just a moisturizer is not enough. We need to be doing like the LCO method, or at least leaving an oil, whether that's like a spray leave-in with some sort of like leave-in conditioner product or water, and then sealing that with either an oil or a grease or whatever you want to do. But I personally at the moment am doing the LCO method, so I will use my acai and rosemary water followed by a cream, for example the TGI butter moisturizer, and then I go in with an oil just to seal that all in, or I will use my grease, either or. But what we want to do is really protect those ends from getting broken, from getting damaged, from the friction, from tangling up, because all of these things inevitably contribute to either our hair breaking or us getting single strand knots and having to trim them off. That brings us on to the 4th thing you need to stop doing, which is high manipulation styles. And I'm classing wash and goes as a high manipulation style for us fine hair girls. If you are used to wash and goes, then this might be the culprit of why your hair is not retaining length. Because for me, when I stopped doing wash and goes, I saw the length come. and it was because my hair was not getting tangled, it was not drying up as easily, and I wasn't in my hair as much. I left my hair alone. I literally did this every week. I would put medium-sized twists in my hair, take them out on Sunday, redo them again, and that was my routine for a good while. And why it worked so well for me is because my scalp was clean, it was thriving, it was getting washed weekly, my ends were protected, I was wearing my hair up in a bun in these protective styles, it wasn't loose, so it was like a double whammy, and my hair really thrived off of that. So if that's something that has been preventing you from retaining length with your fine hair, wash and goes are going to be enemy number one. Stop doing them and start doing some sort of protective style. Up next, you need to stop skipping clarifying. Clarifying is so underrated. We need to be doing it at least on a monthly basis, if not anything. I like to do this every other week, if not every week. If I've got a protective style in for 4 weeks or 3 weeks or 2 weeks, my wash is always going to be a clarifying shampoo. Now, I've just put out a video on 5 clarifying shampoos, so if you're stuck on what to use and what to try, click the card above. It'll give you a little bit of a better idea. However, why we need to use clarifying shampoos is because with fine hair, it gets built up quite easily, very easily. And for me, I can tell this because if I have braids, by week 2, by even the end of week 1 sometimes, my head's itching, my scalp's itching, and it's because of the products build up and our hair being so fine that it just kind of sits on the hair shaft. Obviously it's near to our scalp, so we are not girlies that can just stretch our protective styles to like 3 months at a time. We need to clarify, we need to make sure the build-up has been removed off our hair, especially if we are remoisturizing a couple of times during the week or however long you go between washes. You need to make sure that hair is clean, it is ready to receive the next lot of moisture that you put on your hair. And if your hair is not clarified, then you cannot receive the hydration from your products. So make sure that you are adding these into your at least monthly routine with your hair. The last thing is a big one, because fairy knots, I did say wash and goes were enemy number 1, but fairy knots, I don't know if fairy knots are enemy number 1. I think they are, because why do we get so much of them? And for that reason, you're going to need to make sure your hair is trimmed regularly. We are not the girls that can go 6 months to 8 months, even a year without trimming our hair. Our hair will be tore the fuck up if we leave our hair. And I'm always wondering, I'm like, why can these girls go so long without trimming? And it's because they don't have fine hair. Our hair looks see-through when we don't trim it, and if you don't trim it for a while, that see-through is going up and up and up, traveling up the hair shaft, and by the time you know it, you're gonna have to cut off like 3 or 4 inches of your hair. So trimming on a good routine, I find I need to go every 3 months. After the 3 months, you can forget about it. My hair's done already. The split ends have taken over, my hair's going, it's peak, I've got breakage, everything. So obviously, if you can stretch it longer and that works for you, cool. But for what I have seen from a lot of us fine hair girlies, we need to be going every 3 months, 4 months at a push. Get your trims. Hope you've enjoyed this video on 6 things that you need to stop doing to your fine hair, and let me know in the comments anything I have missed, and I will see you in the next one.